Yo guys, your boy Dyer here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about a couple things today. I waited a little while before I decided to make a video like this, and I wanted to see if things would change. I know other guys made videos, and I figured let's see what happens. Give them another chance. And we got a couple things this week where they gave us some updates. Now, example, we had this update here where they apologize for everything that's been going on. They say they're going to fix these things in the update, and they say the update is on 228. They list a lot of good stuff, and they're like, okay, we're going to fix this. They're talking to us, which is awesome. They're letting us know what's going on, and I'm like, okay, perfect. Then I don't need to make a video. But I still made a video because, first they say the maintenance is going to be on Wednesday night, and now today they changed it, and now they say it's on Thursday night. And they don't really say why. They just posted it and said they're changing it. No saying why. I don't know. Blah blah blah. They just did that, and it was no explanation, and it's going to be that hard to explain. Yeah, the maintenance is going to take longer, so we're going to do this, or this is the reason why, blah blah blah, yada yada. I could go on and on about that, but that's not the point of the video. So we got this message. Was it yesterday, the day before? And then at the same time, they give us this news for this bundle. Where is it? FanFesta Choice Bundle. Well, they posted the bundle on Monday, and it's like a one-day bundle. It's a great freaking bundle. You could buy 5 of them, and it comes with the unit of choice, the Lapis, the Moogle, some tickets, Gil. Awesome. But not everybody gets paid on Mondays. Not everybody gets paid, or you have it for one day. You're basically forcing people to buy it. And, for me, I'm like, it's a great bundle. I'm going to buy it. But again, that's not the point. The point is what the masses are going to do. And, why do it for one day? Why not leave it for a week? It's because they want people to say, oh, it's a unit of choice. You got to get it. You got to buy it. Get it now because it's unit of choice. You gotta have it, right? It's like whatever. So it was one day, and then they released this saying, oh, popular demand, the bundles come back for 227 to 228. Alright, so what is that today? Today's 227. Alright, fine. But then they also moved the maintenance now to the next day. So I don't know if they did that because of this bundle, and that's why they moved the maintenance and they didn't say it. Because basically, if you bought the 5 bundles the first time, you could buy them again today. So now it's like, okay, now you get 10 unit of choice tickets, but this still only lasts 2 days. They should have let you be able to buy it all 10 times from the get-go and let it last like a week. So one pay period. I don't know why they did that. It kind of was like, it's like, yeah, we're doing good stuff here, but on the other side, we're doing some crappy stuff. And it's like really weird because it is a great bundle. It's got a lot of value. Anyways, that's been talked about by a lot of people. That's not the point of this video. So I'm talking about that. We got our update. We got updates on Tuesday, which was really impressive, but we didn't get all the updates. I'm guessing they're not doing a banner this week. And if they are, it's like, if we get some news tomorrow that there's a banner, it's like, really? On Thursday? They could have been a good week to do like a banner that not a lot of people are going to pull on. Like, maybe Uriah or the Katy Perry event or something, But I don't know. They want to catch up to JP. I think that's probably the best thing to do, but I don't know. There's no tact there. They could say, hey, no banner this week. Enjoy. Well, give some notice, so we understand what's going on. We have a way to prepare for the events and whatnot. We got some new stuff this week, but that's besides the point. The real thing is, where's the other trials at? Anyways, so what I'm going to do here in a minute is I posted the other day, and I wanted to get everybody's voices. And I'm going to read some stuff off, and hopefully, you know, I can get the video so people can see what everybody's talking about and what their concerns are. So I basically talked about this. You know, it's been 5 minutes. Not really anything more to talk about that hasn't already been said. So I'm going to go ahead and read a bunch of things from people that through YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and then I'll comment on that at the end. That'll be it. So I got to switch the cameras, so I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back. Alright, so I have Maximo Nunez here, and he says, you know, he wants to ask me to include these in his video, so that's why I'm doing this. He's like, bring all the interface changes that are in JP. I'm guessing he's talking about friend level or the login day rewards if you have consecutive login days or total login days. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying, but then he says stop feedbacking from the JP version and get more exclusive content. He wants multiplayer. You know, that's been talked about a lot. Reducing the rates of off-banner units or increasing 5 stars to 5% for each unit. There's multiple things that could be done there. Make a permanent banner separated with old units. That'd be cool too. Change the update schedule so that the launch of the events is not so predictable, and that's important because we kind of know what's happening. They do it a little bit. They're changing it a little bit. So that's what Maximo had to say. What do we got here? HK Hunter. She says it's just burnt out. Too many events at a time makes the game really time consuming. You can't enjoy the content. Seriously, running 4 events at once is absurd. I feel like it should be 2 max. Because with 3, you can't work on the story content or do trials because you're spending all the energy to do the events. I love the game, but I prefer not to spend my entire day trying to stay on top of it. Now, I understand what she's saying. If you're not on top of the story and you're a new player, you get this crazy, massive story. And if you're not doing a lot of half-energy events or whatnot, it's hard. Now, advanced players like me and other people, they're going to say, oh, you know, we have nothing to do. So it kind of is like a... There's not this. They gotta find like a medium ground there. And Darth Dian, he says he loves FFBE. However, the community is upset. Not everyone can whale. There's too many bugs. Compensation's terrible. Too many people feel like we are unheard and that they only care about money. We spend plenty of it, so they can afford to show that they care. The recent news and compensation is a great step in the right direction. The UOC bundle makes them look two-faced is all. I would have recommended giving the USC for free and offering the same bundle with a 5-star instead, which would have made everyone feel much happier and more would have started spending again. So I've made too many friendships throughout the game to let it affect me personally, and I enjoy it way too much no matter how depth it's put me in. Overall, I'll play until the end, but I'm not spending again until things are reasonable. I understand where he's coming from. I spend for different reasons. Certain people, I like to collect the units, but again, everybody has their own voice, and I agree with him 100% on those types, on the things he said. Caleb, it feels like they're milking the game until the new FFBE comes out, which I'm practically done with FFBE. Love it, but done. So I'm just waiting on the new one. Now, that's the thing that sucks when they announce a new game like that. Granted, I don't think they announced it in the Global Fan Festa, but they did in JP, so I guess everybody's thinking that they're just giving up on it, and they're kind of just using it to milk money until we get the new game. But I think this game still has a lot of life in it, so I really hope that's not the case. I hope there's different games. David Chapman, he says the same things everyone's already said. Too many limited banners, no new trials in months. Now that's a big thing. We should get trials even if they're easy trials for new people. Just give us some sort of content. Bugs. Communication sucks. Compensations are BS. Lapis costs too much. Drop rates are crap at best. Average players are falling behind the current meta or quitting altogether. I have seen that. I've seen a lot of people that haven't been around lately, and it kind of makes me sad, especially when they were long-time players.
Jimmy Lee says, I haven't been able to summon since 3.4.0, and customer support did not give solution, then asking me to stay patient and try reinstalling. A few other players are known to have the same issue. This summon issue may happen only a small number of players, but it is annoying. I've tried multiple devices, ISP, and accounts. The problem was only on my main. Well, with many mass issues around, this unique issue may be left untouched by the QA team. You can see that the compensation for the mass is weekly 10+1 pulls, which I definitely cannot enjoy. It sucks to be having issues with only a few people experiencing it. Now, that's a really odd one. I haven't heard it. He actually says he can't summon at all, which is really crazy. And, I mean, if anyone's watching this that can help him out, you should hit him up and see what the deal is. Matthew says the pull rate's abysmal at best. I never get any rainbow after the update except 11k steps and 3 5-star tickets. Now, that is, you know, polls is polls. It's kind of hard to do that, but I will read what he said regardless. David Petro, I was one of 4 people who liked Fallout 76, so my opinion doesn't matter. But either way, it's a game, not my job. I haven't even touched the story event yet. I totally missed the pig boss and left 400k raid coins in the bank from Star Ocean. Until I am forced to pull to clear a basic event, I'm like, whatever, I'm not crying. I understand where the content creators are coming from, though. It's how they support themselves, and if they are unable to because the game is broken, it sucks. And he is right about that. You got a lot of people that are making videos and they're losing viewers. Matthew Shamness says, nothing but love here, bro. As far as critiques go for the game, it's not that bad. Really, they just need to catch up on content and make some good global exclusive content, be a less greedy, and fix the bugs. They do that, and I'll be as happy as a camel on a Wednesday. Ryan Wilkinson says it just feels like the easy button is getting used too much. Reskin and re-release. Daniel Castro wants more content. We need Gilgamesh Kai, Dark Siren, and Golem. More global exclusive trials. We're getting a lot of units every week, but the lack of endgame content makes it not worth it to pull anymore. So again, like if they just made more stuff, you'd have more of a reason to pull because you challenge the people. Make some really hard trials so people are going to want to pull to get better units. Then he says the bugs. I don't understand why the game is so buggy. Sometimes every week there's maintenance and a long one, and they don't fix anything at all. Nicholas Christopher Welsh says, quite honestly, the lack of content, the lack of communication really upsets me. We're getting events, but we are not getting core content. We have not had a trial since Cabrina back in October, and the Chamber of Arms hasn't been worth doing since Brachium. Which, by the way, the Chamber of Arms is behind too, since in JP it was already done at this point. We should have gotten at least one global exclusive trial to give us something until Scorn of Gilgamesh or Beast of the Dark. They have no problem making the 2 exclusive trials we got before, so why not now? I'm not counting in the Torturous Trio since it's just a lazy trial and slap 3 existing bosses together in one trial. They want to use JP as a base game and try to make global better, but they haven't honestly. With all the bugs littered in the game, it would just communicate better and actually give good compensation. What else? Like JP gets, I think less people would be angry. I love this game and I don't want to see it slowly die. Sorry, just to add, they should take notes from developers' other games. I mean, Square Enix is involved in some way, and they have other games like Opera Mina, Record Keeper, Mobius, and Star Ocean, which actually treat their players good and have regular communication about their content and what the players want. Chandler Williamson, I personally haven't been experiencing the more recent bugs and kicks that others have been, but I can sympathize with their frustrations. I agree wholeheartedly that content, especially challenging content, is not being applied fast enough. More trials should be available soon, because there's currently no remarkable challenge aside from bonus stage, and even that was easy as a long-term veteran. Kevin Kyle Delay, they kind of did a half mea culpa today. Best believe I copped those bundles, though. It was actually a good deal. Got 2 Aurora Fravias out of it, a 3rd Ignacio, my first CG Jake. Looks like they're about to turn a corner soon game-wise. Well, we hope so. Andrew Jordan, I really think they should give us more friend slots. We can't help as many players now, which I believe affects the community's morale as well. We are more separated as players now than ever before, and I agree with that. The more friends, the more you can help people. Nicholas Parker. I found myself playing less, mainly because I'm frustrated at how unoptimized the game is. It seems to take forever to load anything anymore. You have to go from screen to screen constantly, and it seems to make the game must contact the server between each screen. Those 2 to 10 seconds and the occasional 30 plus seconds, if it's bad delays between screens, add up, and it makes it tedious to play the story, which is one of the biggest draws for me. The story missions are so easy now that it sometimes feels like I'm loading more than I'm playing the actual game anymore. Another example is launching and completing expeditions. If I'm accepting my rewards for expeditions, what else did he say? I have to go through the chest animation, which takes about a second or two to load in the first place. Have to skip it or wait for the animation to finish, and then load the rewards and accept and load, and next screen, rinse and repeat. Because there's 5 expeditions now, this kind of surpassed my threshold of bearable delay. They need to either remove some steps for the numerous actions or take out the need to communicate with the server every single time you switch screens. The latter would probably help with the bandwidth issue the server experiences now and then. William Church says he wants this game to make more money. I used to be a big Dolphin myself, but the trade of them making money is providing me with entertainment, and that means content to play, not just more characters to pull. There are a lot of areas where content could be improved upon. That would make the game great, feel fun again. I also feel the communication needs to be more consistent. News should come out on Tuesdays to let hype build for the banners. I agree with this as well. This isn't just a preference for me. This actively helps their business model. Finally, I feel the compensation is lacking, especially in comparison to JP compensation, given that an A doesn't cost them anything and is due to them screwing up. I would like to see something more substantial, and I agree with that as well. It does give good morale for everyone. Rob Queen says, so here's my idea for helping out players with that content thing. Quarterly replays of Season 1. Each mission has 3 parameters that must be completed at one time. Main story only. No Ffbe missions. Complete the whole Season 1. You get one meta-breaking unit of sorts. Just really useful long into the future. It takes 6 months to 7-star it. Decent Trust Master, but it's Super Trust Master. Meta useful for long into the future. Each player can get exactly 4 to complete the Super Trust Master. Fun, right? So what kinds of challenges will be challenge quarter of the Season 1 be, you ask? Unit specific, no unit over level 60, 1-star units only, no elemental usage, only elemental usage, no support materia, no combat materia, rods only for weapons, no standard attacks, no magic. What does he say here? No idea how that would work, etc. These kinds of challenges utilize all aspects of the whole game. Items, espers, 3-star units, 2-star units, right up through the top. This would be content that actually celebrates the variety of units and characters within the game. That would be pretty cool as well, because there's so many things that aren't being used and not useful anymore since the beginning of the game. The task rewards, UOC tickets, summon tickets, seasonal, 1 for each quarter, crafting recipes, and if someone completes the whole season, a 4-star and 5-star 10+1 ticket in addition to ultra rare unit. Killer rewards, fun and different challenges, and a unit of only attainable through the quest. This is kind of thing that will keep players playing, and it will keep all main content totally relevant without having to be reinvented the wheel every week. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I think it will be mad fun, and it would keep people playing and excited for each quarterly season to drop. That is pretty cool. It just gives you a unit to work toward that you can only get once, but you have to do a lot to get it. Keith Parker says, I know it's going to sound redundant, but the game has always been this way, however. The game has become too much of an apparent cash grab. It's like you can't clear the end game content without having the new units, and that's a ridiculous way of doing business. Sure, Gumi and Square Enix are raking it in, but for how long? Pretty soon people are going to get tired, burn out on spending a paycheck to get a single unit that's good for one event and then goes on the shelf, or gets a unit that has a decent shelf life but eventually become redundant. I don't know, man. They're making the game way more complicated than it needs to be. I saw this coming when they announced the 7 stars and Super Trust Masters would be attained through multiple 5 stars and 5 stars that are already extremely hard to pull in the first place. Ron Harbin, there's really nothing else that can be said that hasn't been. The ball's in their court, and we're all waiting to see what they will do. We know what needs improvement, and it's just up to them or whether they'll start listening or not. Granted, some people ask the unreasonable, but my only wish is that they'll actually seriously take it into consideration. Plausible and reasonable requests, suggestions from players, and communicate better with us for crying out loud. Mike Thompson says the in-game bugs have been very high, and they have high ambitions movements that they won't correct some of those bugs. Abilities are glitched, sprites, text, or animations are glitchy. The units have been limited time banners back to back to back, really forcing a burnout. When you realize you can't get any unit when your laps and tickets were burnt out on the last banner. The events have been mostly with no real challenge or mechanic or challenge. It all just feels repetitive. Like Hal said in his video, just mash that repeat button. There really isn't much to be said when it has already been said before. We got Iman. He says, well, we need something that is global content. Something that makes us here in global special. Not just big talk about how different game is global from JP. If it's just payment all the way, it doesn't change anything but makes them look greedy. Okay, so if we pay more than what we actually had from JP, then what are we getting in exchange? There's got to be something more for us. Like example, the Rumble Marlboro trial we had back then. Not just any form of nerf that we get from JP. We lack content. There's too much global exclusive unit, but what do we get now? And seriously, we got so many delays busy for some limited seasonal units. Banners, I don't dislike them. They're pretty damn good. But spare us mercy so we don't have to pull over and over because it's limited. And have that feeling if we don't get it now, we don't know when we're going to get it again. The fear of missing out. And I get what he's saying. And everything he says here is really correct. Rob Padilla. If I want to make a short list of things that we could be do to make better, 1. Address and fix bugs in a far more timely manner than they do right now. Having these more serious bugs hang around for weeks is just plain lazy. Minor stuff is no big deal and can take longer, but things that make the game unplayable or cause a player to waste a significant amount of in-game resources should be fixed within days, not weeks. 2. For those unfortunate players that had account binding issues, they should receive some special compensation for essentially losing account access for days or longer. Honestly, they should probably get 10 UOC tickets for each day that they were unable to access because of the binding issue. And the reason I say that is because the instructions for dealing with account binding were pretty much non-existent, and Gumi should own that failure. 3. Please give us more raid orbs, please. Having only 5 really sucks for people who do not want to spend tons of lapis on refreshes just to keep their ranking. 8 would be nice, 10 would be better. 4. No back-to-back events that both require the exponential of energy. 2 at the same time is okay if one is a raid-style event with orbs and the other is like a King Mog event using energy. But overlapping a King Mog and a raid-style event, the New Year's event, just sucks for those of us who now have to split our daily energy between 2 farming events. 5. Time-limited banners shall only contain rainbows from that banner, period. Full stop. It's already hard to get 2 of them, but diluting the fuel the way it has been makes it next to impossible for anyone other than super spenders to have a shot. 6. Give us a way to awaken time-limited units to 7-star without having a second of that unit. I realize the mixer system is supposed to do this, so maybe just accelerate a bit. 7. Better bundles. These should always be straight-up deals, and not the subpar things that have become, and please, for the love of God, stop pulling 50 energy bottles in every freaking one of them. I skip buying bundles when I see this, as I can't burn the damn things fast enough. Make the arena better. I don't know how, but it exists today. I'd rather go have a root canal than do my 5 fights a day. I agree with that. It's just painful and really no fun. I ignore it completely if it didn't give 40 lapis. 9. The rewards wheel. I like the chance to get some extra lapis. That's good. What I don't like is sometimes having to watch the exact same ad over and over again because the ad is bugged. And yes, I'm looking at you, Full Metal Alchemist ad. And that's basically what he says there. Okay. Andy Joe, he said, I saw this post on your wall and I wanted to say something. I just want to say thank you for all your help in the community and blah, blah, blah. I appreciate that. But what he's talking about, the game, I don't think he says anything about the game there, so. Chris U-Haul, I see. I'm not trying to crap on the game, Chris. You spent much. I spent almost 1,000 of my own personal money since the game's been out. It's been slow. It sucked at first. We had slight communication when the game was taking its first steps. Then months and months passed, and we had our first issue of not being so close to JP. Drop rates and lack of communication. They promised they'd be better at it, and they didn't. But we still gave them a chance. We still threw money at the game because we love the premise of the game. We love the style. We love the characters, and we do appreciate the devs who scroll through these posts and still go to work at Limagumi and convince them knowing people are crapping on them. I agree with that as well. It really does need to be worked on more. Jaron Ward said, I would love to see them give us more opportunities to use our friend points on things other than the 1- and 2-star trade-ins. This one a year trade-in for your friend points for Trust Moogles has most people backed up for months and months, aka once every 3 months or something like that. On the Coliseum side of things, add a new grade, higher difficulty after going through the entire Coliseum one time. There's really no point in doing it anymore other than the daily. It would help people get their trophies. Maybe add something for them to want to play more, such as after the 10 battles, give us a super sight or 2 for an extra reward. Maybe a couple of arena enhancements. The potions are almost worthless. You can buy them in any store for almost nothing. Maybe swap them for an arena summon ticket, maybe a magicite or something. I would like to see them add more forbidden abilities, such as the pain in the butt Lilith team, Ffbe, remove counterattacks, remove limit burst for a week. That would help in advanced rain combos with Lilith. I hear a lot of complaints on that. Kevin S. says maybe an Abyss Tower like they have in Summoners Wars or Epic 7. Flexstar says maybe low-cost energy after succeeding a trial once. New trials for 3 stars and 4 stars only. A tower like Alchemist Code. Fix bugs in the Facebook friends list. Almost a year, Gumi. Possibility to share more than 1 unit for your friends list. Work hard for your communication. I'm still angry you justification after not giving us 5-star limited crystal. Don't wait after a lot of streamer videos to react. You were more reactive at the beginning of the game. Just explain the problem, the community can hear that. Stop nerfing the step-up banner. And he was talking about how they said the people who work hard to get the units, and that's why they didn't put the prisms in the store. Tsunami Bomb says the monthly 7-star awakenings. Give us dates or days or any kind of update on what to expect. And that'd be kind of good. I mean, they kind of finished all the 7 stars already, so maybe that's a moot point now, but I get what she's saying. Fad Source says, don't be afraid to add new content. Just because something didn't work doesn't mean parts were terrible. Bundles should be what we normally get plus more. Constant updates on what you fix and what you know is wrong. It's okay to space things out. 1 banner for 2 weeks. I think that would be fine once they catch up with JP. But maybe let the banners last longer than 2 weeks. Maybe let them last all month. They can have several banners up. Lou Dog says more communication between us, the players, and the developers, so we can know how to plan for the next 2 weeks. Ethos says we need to fix the ASAP the friends list issue. It has been a long time since started, and what the fun of the game if it's a chore to play it. Having to close the app and reopen it just to refresh is not worth it at all. We need new trials, not a huge version of an existing one. Turkey Al-Sad says no exclusive global trials, hence no new content. Second, no communication with the development team. You could test your game after maintenance before you release to the public, so you can deal with the glitches and bugs before players experienced it. Third, put real value worth. Continue to the previous tweet of bundles or lapis. Some deals aren't worth the net value. And lastly, these known bugs or glitches that were from version 3.0.0 up to 3.4.3 took them a whole year to realize it. Seth says stop screwing with ability awakenings. They, Gumi, have made good units absolute junk or short-handed their duration or viability for monetary gain over the player. Stop giving out lesser comp for the exact same bugs JP had. No more scam lapis and abysmal bundles. Those are my top 3 issues with the game since playtesting their updates is obviously impossible. And then Slick Yoshi said, I truly believe friend points should have other uses besides friend unit summons. That pool is completely useless even when they were released. The Cactar Snapper event pool. T-Zone Final Fantasy says communications need to be set on a solid schedule and kept too. Graphics bugs, fix them. No content creator wants to make content when it looks like rubbish through no fault of their own. So Transalot, they're up and down with bundles. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. The one-day USC bundle that's available today is a slap in the face to a free-to-play catering to the whale. They won't fix the friends list issue because they aren't open with update to content and issues are on a weekly basis, on and on. Master Link, I think we also need more half energy events, but for the story as well, as experience fusion bonus rate-ups. Last time we had those two during Sephiroth Banner, and that was a long time ago. There is no reason not to have at least one of those events per month. John Spectacle, I used to play Global, but even with the supposedly improved drop rates, I find that it pales in comparison to the JP rates. Tim Matach says Ffbe will no longer load on iPhone 6s, friends list bug, screen scaling issue with iPhone 10, harder content to keep heavily geared players busy while the rest of us can catch up. I have trials still to complete, but I know the stronger players are needed to keep. CK Erman, hi Dyer, can you ask them to give us more Lapis bundles and better bundles? And guilds, thank you. Nazaniel, also now, daily quest rewards is now kind of mediocre, and it's demotivating to actually want to get the rewards. The generosity gesture is spread pretty thin. Should be 250 Lapis, Gil Snapper Family 5-star, 100k Gil, and a 4-pot that changes randomly daily. It's 2019. I believe more can be done with the relics. I see that there being currency item to exchange for items like summon tickets, Gil Snappers, and cactuses, and pots that refreshes weekly. Or make a new crafting list, HP and MP plus 10%, 15, 20, 30, and 40%. Evade 5, 10, 15, and 20%. Macroman 18. Insulting compensation, always. No endgame content. They've had ample time to prepare since JP and way ahead. Friends list needs a refresh button and multiple units to select from the same friend. And then Adam says, off banner on time limited banners is horrible and the bundles are garbage. And that's all I had for this first time. So I'll probably do this again. So I hope you guys can enjoy this, and I hope people can see this and have a voice. So next time, guys, just let me know. I'll try to do this another video so we can keep doing this and keep posting these videos, and maybe they'll listen to us. So thanks a lot, guys. Keep them out for Ffbe, and your boy Dyer's out.